Hi, this is Guy from the Vecino's Coffee Guy, and we've been talking to you about gas station coffee. So, we went to one of the stations that got gas stations and got kicked out 3 times, and I really wanted to show it to you. But it had the grinder on top, which isn't the best idea because they have a heater, a boiler in there, and the heat is coming up through and it's making the coffee go stale fast. And so any espresso machine that you go to, a lot of them have the push button and it has the grinder sitting on top of the machine and the heat's coming up. Well, it's deteriorating the coffee, drying the coffee out, and so you can't get great coffee when you got heat coming up, because the 3 enemies of coffee are heat, light, and air. And you got heat, they're in heat, it's going to deteriorate the coffee. So you see that Racetrack had this share machine, and it had 3 individual different kinds of beans that you could choose from, and it would grind it, put it into what was an automatic, like an automatic espresso machine, and they had the I'm assuming that they're dialing the pump pressure back, so they're not pushing it through so fast like an espresso. They're dialing it back. So I talked to my friend Dan Jansen, and Dan Jansen is a certified trainer with the SCA. He did a coffee school for us, oh my, it must have been 15, 20 years ago, and he told me about a drink that you can make on an espresso machine that's like a coffee, but it's not an Americano. An Americano is hot water with a shot poured on top, and you float the crema, and that's a good drink. But he talked about a drink that's a Swiss style, and it's called Cafe Creme. And we're going to do a Cafe Creme. In order to do that, I'm trying to duplicate what I might have gotten at the gas station we got kicked out of, because they have pump pressure pushing the water through, but it's not high like an espresso machine. They're all set usually for 9 bars. And so this machine is dialed back to about 3 to 4 bars, and they're pushing the water through, but not so forcefully. It's over extracting. It's taking more time, and so the contact time with the water is going to be good, and you're going to have creme on the coffee. So I'm going to make for you a Cafe Creme. And I'm going to do it with my espresso grinder, and I haven't used this one on any of the videos, I don't believe. This is a quality espresso made by Canel. It's a Luxomatic, and I have coarsened up the grind. I made it coarser than espresso, but it's pretty fine. It's if you were doing it on this one, you would put it near the espresso feature. And then this is a grind on demand too, and but I'm going to use this one because I've got the grind set a little bit coarser. I've now dialed back the pump pressure on this machine so I can make a Cafe Creme for you. And this is going to replicate, I think, the style of coffee that we got kicked out of, even though they gave us one complimentary because they kicked us out. And we tasted it. I didn't like it. Why didn't I like it? Well, one of the things are probably off. Well, number one, the heat's coming up, deteriorating the coffee. It tasted stale, so I don't know if it was deteriorating fast because of the heat or if it was, 6 or 8 months old. I don't know, but the flavor profile was way down. But I'm going to use fresh beans, and I'm going to do a Cafe Creme for you, which is going to be like this coffee machine was designed to do in the gas station. So if you had fresh coffee, it could be a good place to go if you could find one of the machines. And it's a share machine. It's the same company that makes the super automatic espresso machine. So I'm going to duplicate that for you right now. I'm going to take my portafilter out. I'm going to rinse the basket. I'm going to surf down a bit, cool this group head. This group head tends to be a little bit hot. Takes a few seconds to cool down. And now I'm going to hit the manual grind. And I want 20 grams. This is an 18-gram basket. And I'm going to want this level, and that's going to be really about 20 grams. If we were measuring this, zeroed out the portafilter, and then we put this in and weighed it, it'd be 20 grams. So now I'm going to tamp it lightly, and I'm going to polish it a little bit, and I'm going to lock it into this machine. And I am now going to take a 10-ounce cup. I think a 12-ounce, it could do a 12 because you have 20 grams, 10 grams for every 6-ounce cup. So 20 would be a 12-ounce. But I'm going to set the timer on this, and I'm going to time the shot. And I could pre-infuse it with this machine. I can get the water to come out before the pump kicks on. Now listen, the pump will kick on. Now I'm pre-wetting the ground, so I'm going to turn it on. And my pump is going to be at 4 pounds of pressure. And you see the nice creme coming out? It's going to take a little bit longer. Actually, if you don't have any coffee in and want to fill that cup, it's going to take, at 4 bars, it's going to take about 30 seconds. At 9 bars, it's going to fill up in less time than that. So I'm going to be patient here. Now that the grounds are wet, they're expanding, it's tighter, and it's coming out slow. And so what I could do is I could manipulate this, and now I can ramp up the pump pressure, and I'm going to go right there. That's about 7 bars, and I like the looks of that. I'm getting plenty of nice crema. And so now there are machines that you could buy now that are basically have magnetic pumps like the Rocket 9 and the Espresso, and you can ramp up, start low, ramp up, and go up to 13 bars and then back down, and so you can profile that coffee to get the best out of that coffee, and that's what I'm doing manually with this pump. Okay, so there we go. Now that's just a little under 2 minutes, and can you get a good shot of that? And look at the nice crema on that. Now this is a Creme coffee, or a Swiss style coffee made in an espresso machine. A little bit coarser ground, starting at 4 bars and then ramping up, turning up my pump pressure, getting it to about 8 bars, and that gave me this cup of coffee. And it tastes really good. So now if you have a shop and you want to dedicate one of your machines, or if you have a machine that has 2 or 3 group heads and a pump for each group head, you could set one pump pressure lower, or if you have the latest technology in espresso shot profiling, you can start the bloom, lower bars of pressure, you can ramp it up, you can get up to 13 and then back down, and then you can save it. That would make a good creme as well. So I hope this is helpful to you, and we'll see you next month. Please subscribe if you like this, and any comments, just write them at the bottom there, and click on that and make some comments. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks, Guy from Vecino's Coffee Guy.